Limnophila sessiliflora is another super easy to keep plant that look absolutely amazing in any type of aquarium. I would definitely recommend this plant to any beginner in planted aquariums as it has really low light requirements, it can grow basically in any substrate, doesn't need additional CO2, has super fast growth rate and can be also very easily propagated. In a hobby you can find this plant nicknamed as dwarf Ambulia or Ambulis, and the origin of this plant is Southeast Asia. As many other super undemanding plants, it found its way from the Southeast Asia also to other parts of the world, and now we can find it in, for example, India, China, Philippines and Japan, but also in some countries in Florida as an invasive species introduced by people. Stems of Limnophila sessiliflora grow really fast up and can grow up to 40 centimeters. The leaves grow out of the stem around, creating circle shape that usually is around 3 centimeters in diameter. This is giving this plant very unique and attractive look, not only for hobbyists who enjoy planted aquariums, but also for aquascapers. Being a fast-growing stem plant, it uses a lot of nutrients from the water and therefore usually reduce the algae growth, as by reducing the nutrients there is not enough left for algae, and this is the great benefit of planted aquariums. Very interesting fact is that once the plant receives enough light for the photosynthesis, the leaves will close up and the plant will go to sleep like many other varieties of plants and flowers do on the land. Every morning, after the light goes on, it will slowly spread the leaves again to get enough light, and when you look closer you can clearly see microbubbles coming out of its leaves during the photosynthesis. When the plant is healthy and growing submersed, it has beautiful light green color, and it can also be grown immersed, however in that case it has deep dark green coloration. It is once again one of those plants you literally need to make an effort to kill, so as I've mentioned before, if you have troubles keeping plants in your aquarium alive, definitely give this plant a shot. If propagated naturally, it sends out runners and starts spreading across the bottom of the aquarium. However, as with majority of stem plants, you can just simply cut trimmings of the mother plant and propagate it that way. I'm regularly taking trimmings and propagating this plant as it fairly quickly reaches the top of my relatively short aquariums. Once I cut the trimmings, all that's left to do is to plant them either in the same aquarium, or I can of course use them in other aquariums as well. The great advantage of these fast-growing stem plants is that you can literally start with single one and slowly propagate as much of it as you want. I've also started with single one pot from Tropica aquarium plants and propagated it across several of my aquariums. To give you guys a perspective how quickly this plant actually grows, what you can see on the video, I've grown in a little over 1 month from 2 small trimmings I've taken from different aquarium. You can also grow it literally in anything. I have it planted in sand with a bit of small stones on the top. I have very low lighting and only fertilizer in the aquarium is the waste produced by fish. Given its planted tank soil, a bit of fertilizer and you can accomplish amazing growth easily. I've also experienced that if you leave trimming floating in the aquarium for a couple of days, it will start spreading roots down towards the bottom. So, if you're an experienced aquarist or even aquascaper, Limnophila sessiliflora may attract you by a really attractive look, and if you're beginning with planted aquariums and watching this video to find out whether this plant would be a great fit for your tank, it surely will, and I definitely recommend giving this interesting plant a shot. I bought mine from Tropica Aquarium Plants and I'll leave the link in the description below.